Okay, so explainer videos are typically short, fun, animated videos that explain a product or service in about 60 seconds or less. So these types of videos are typically used to promote all kinds of different websites and web-based businesses, such as startups, software as service companies, software providers, service providers, apps, and much, much more. So what I've done here is I've provided you with a link to an example of 10 awesome explainer videos that you can check out and use as motivation for creating your own explainer video. So these are typically animated, but like this example down here, they don't have to be, but they all follow a similar template or a similar formula. Although they all differ in some way, they all follow a similar formula, and they all are usually pretty short, around 60 seconds in length, some a little bit longer. It totally depends on the message that you're trying to get across. One of my personal favorites here is this one here, the Zencash and the Pad Mapper one. So check those out if you want some motivation for creating your own explainer video. Now, typically these types of videos, they're kind of similar to video sales letters, but totally different in the same way. They are created to pitch a product or service, but explainer videos are much shorter than a video sales letter. A video sales letter could go on for 20 minutes or an hour or more, depending on the product or service you're selling. It's just like a long form sales letter, whereas an explainer video is just kind of there to explain how a particular product or service works, display the benefits quickly, and just have a call to action. Think of it as like a short little overview of a product or service. So you typically see more corporate type businesses using these videos. You know, when you start to get into like direct sales or direct response type offers and businesses, then you see more of the video sales letters being used. But once you get into like a more corporate type business model, then that's where you'll see explainer videos more widely used. So let's go ahead and break down the outline or the format of an explainer video. So the explainer video typically has 6 different parts. We've got a problem identification. This is where you start out the video basically identifying a problem that this product or service solves. Then you introduce the product or service, or present the product or service as a solution to the problem. You show how it works. You talk about the benefits. You explain how much it costs if you want to. That's why I have it there as optional. And then you have a call to action for the viewer to take. So let's quickly go through each one. So an explainer video starts out with the problem identification. This is where you basically just come right out and address the problem. And then you basically could go into saying, oh, but it shouldn't be this way, or there has to be a better way than this. So let's talk about an example. So an example problem identification opener could go like this. Running a small business shouldn't mean hunting down clients who don't pay on time. And I got this example from the Zencash video. It's a perfect example of this format in action. So this starts out with a line similar to this. Running a small business shouldn't mean hunting down clients who don't pay on time. So the problem is hunting down clients who don't pay on time is a pain in the ass. It's a problem that small business owners shouldn't have to deal with. So there has to be a better way. So the better way is their product or service, which is Zencash. So this is where you introduce the product or service, position it as a solution to the problem by explaining how the product or service works, hence the name explainer video. So for an example, xyzapp.com is a web-based tool that automatically bills your clients. Here's how it works. Then you go into the different features and how it works, how the app actually bills your clients automatically, how it sends out bills and follows up with clients and deposits the money in your bank account, whatever. Again, look at the Zencash video to get a perfect working example of this. Then you can go into how it works. So we've introduced the product or service. We say what it does, but now we have to go into the inner details of how it works. So explain how the particular product or service works and down to the step-by-step detail. Be specific and thorough, but don't bore the viewer. Again, look at these examples here to see perfect examples of how these companies do this without getting boring, without going into too much monotonous detail. They basically use animation and entertainment to educate the viewer on how the product or service works. So the whole idea here is to entertain, explain, educate, and use humor where you can if it fits. So example, the how it works section would go something like this. Using our advanced, special, sophisticated algorithms, xyzapp.com tracks when your client pays, when they are 3 days late, an invoice is emailed to them, and then etc., 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 explaining how the app works. So then you'd go into the benefits. So after you've explained how it works, well, you've identified the problem, you've introduced the product or service as the solution to that problem, you explained exactly how it works down to the finest detail, and now we're going to go into the benefits. What's in it for the viewer, aside from, the obvious, solving the problem? Well, this is where you can actually tie in all these different features with benefits. So as you're going through all the features of your product or service, such as it bills clients when they're 3 days late, sends out automated invoices, whatever, you tie each one of those features to a benefit. So you need to be covering these questions. Why should they buy the product or service? What does it do for them? What does it help them do? Does it help them bill their clients automatically? Does it help them create videos faster? Does it help them get traffic to their website? What does it do? And what pain does this product or service spare them from? So what things can they avoid by using this product or service? So let's quickly go over an example. So we take care of the hard work so you don't have to. So you can focus on doing what you love. So you can focus on what matters. So you can stop wasting time on doing your bookkeeping manually, for example. So just explain what the product or service does and tie it to a benefit. So the 3 benefits here are, so you have more time to focus on doing what you love, so you can focus on what matters, like growing your business, so you can focus, or so you can stop wasting time on doing long, boring tasks that you hate doing. So after you go over the benefits, you can go over the price if you want to. Now I have this as optional because sometimes you might not want to say the price because you might be experimenting with different price points, or maybe this video is just for branding purposes. So that's why I have it as optional. So if you want to intro a specific price, you can do that here. If you have multiple plans or packages or price points, don't go into the detail of each. Just say something like starting at $19 a month, or starting at $10 a month, or starting at $27 a month. Just say your introductory price or your lowest price point and leave it at that. Leave your price breakdown for your order page. So you typically see when a company has like 3 different price packages, for example, you can say starting at a specific amount, and then when they actually click to order, that's where you actually break down your specific price points in full detail. Don't try to do that in the video. That will just take too much time. So example, with packages starting at $19 a month, we've got a plan for every business, no matter how big or how small. And then you've got the call to action. This is where you actually, make the video do what it's intended to do. Are you trying to get people to visit your website from YouTube? Are you trying to make a viral video that people are going to be sharing across social media? Then yeah, you probably want to direct people back to your website or a specific landing page to get started with your product or service. Maybe you offer a free trial, free quote, $1 trial, whatever the case may be. If you're using this video on your website, then you might want to tell them to click a button on this page and order now. And something to think about here. You need to think about where this video is going to be viewed. So explainer videos sometimes are used across social media to generate buzz around a specific product or service. Sometimes they're put on home pages of websites, and they're kind of used as kind of like sales videos. So this is where you need to think about what this video is going to be used for in the end, because it's going to dictate on what your call to action is going to be. And these types of videos, since they're usually animated, are more expensive than your typical video to make changes to, especially if you have someone doing the animations for you. So just keep that in mind. So let's just quickly go over an example for the call to action before we wrap things up. So an example call to action could be visit xyzapp.com to get started today. Simple as that. Or it could be click the big green button below to get started. It all depends on where this video is going to be being used. So that's a typical breakdown of an explainer video. Again, 6 key parts, and I hope this helps you out when writing your scripts for your explainer videos. Again, don't forget to check out these examples here. They're perfect examples of awesome explainer videos.